I'm like, hey guys, I just wanted to share a quick thought just driving home. How lucky I am to be doing what I'm doing. I just posted a video. It was a live Facebook stream that I did while I was walking my dogs, and I just kind of edited it and put it on the on YouTube. But on let me get my seatbelt off here. At the end of the video, as it scrolled up Star Wars style, I really wanted to thank everyone for just, oh my goodness, we have over 20,000 subscribers. Isn't that amazing? But I just really wanted to thank everyone. But I was just thinking how lucky I am and how all of this really wouldn't even be possible if I didn't lose my job. You know what I'm saying? So here's the story. When I first got back from Arizona, I was like at the lowest point, right? I was financially wiped out, okay? Lost my brick and mortar, retail shop, right? Went in debt there. They took my car, you know what I'm saying? They repoed my car. Then we had I was actually doing this house call business. It kind of didn't work out. And then we did a business in Chamblee out of our house. And while we were there, my mother-in-law got a stroke, and I didn't talk about this publicly. So a lot of my clients thought that we just up and left. And and lesson learned, be honest, right? And so we were out in Arizona, then we went to Utah. That didn't work out, right? And then we went back to Arizona. That again didn't work out. And then we came back to Georgia at my mom's house. And now I'm at my lowest point, right? Self-esteem level, self-confidence level, everything is just low. And then so I went to this pet resort, Northeast Georgia, and I got canned, right? It didn't work out. And then I went to a shop that actually recruited me on Facebook, right? They messaged me. I was working at that shop in Duluth, and I got canned again. And she told me that it was because her clients saw some of my some of my YouTube videos, and they didn't like it, and so she really couldn't take that risk. I think here's what I think really happened. Okay, and I haven't talked about this publicly. So this is my first time. I think I got fired because I'm an idiot. So it's my first week there, right? And I don't know what's going on. I don't know these people that well. They don't really know me, and they don't know that I've always struggled with insecurity, and anxiety, things like that, nervousness. So I was breathing and just acting cool, acting calm, things like that. Just trying to play the part, they say fake it till you make it. And so it's quiet, and I'm washing a dog, and it's all quiet, and I say, I don't know why, I said, I hope everybody, we're all busy working, and it's finally silent. The dogs are all nice and calm. We're all busy working, and I break the silence, right? I say, I hope everybody understands how much of an honor it is for you to be working with me right now. And so no one laughed. Okay, no one laughed. And then I started to panic, and then I started to say, explain. The reason why that's funny is, trying to explain why that's funny, and it was like, people are just like, you're making it worse. I'm like, oh my God. So I think it was like the next day or the day after that, I got fired. So then after I got fired for the second time, right? I'm living in my mom's house, right? I just got scared. I got scared, and I told my wife, I'm gonna call the liquor store that I used to work at, and it's in Toco Hill, Emory, near Emory. I was like, it's off North Georgia. That's actually down the road right here where I'm at, right? Anyways, I was like, I know the owner. The owner remembers me. I'll call him. I'll see if I can get my old job back as a liquor store stocker, and I'll just work crazy hours, because I had 2 girls, right? And I was like, I can keep doing the YouTube thing and just groom our dogs as a hobby, and maybe I'll just, keep making YouTube videos and just you know, groom as a hobby, you know, not try to make money, you know, with grooming. And so I called the liquor store owner, right? And I'm like, "Hi, John, you know, it's June." And he's like, "Who?" And the guy, he acts like he doesn't even know me. Oh my, and this is the same guy that cussed me out several times. You know, you don't cuss somebody out like that and not remember them, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, wow, he doesn't even, I have a demon long-haired Chihuahua. Watch it. Oh wow, Thrifty Treasures. Awesome. Thank you, Thrifty Treasures. Okay. So yeah, he acts like he doesn't even remember me. And I'm like, "Oh, John, can I please get my old job back? I got 2 daughters. You know, I'm just in a bind. I'm in a situation here. I could really use some work." He's like, "Who are you again? What do you?" I was like, "Forget it, man. Just hook up, right?" And then I called another guy when I was a bartender. He used to come all the time. I used to hook him up all the time. And he had a liquor store close to my house in Duluth. So I called him up. Well, I called the liquor store up and, you know, asked if I could talk to him. And, you know, I was like, "Hey, man, same, you know, again, the same story. You know, I got 2 daughters, you know, like, I can't be playing around, you know, I really need some income, reliable income. You know, can I go and work for you?" He was like, "Nah, man, I you know, like, oh, man." And, like, I was just, like, trying anything. You know, I was going to be a liquor store stalker, you know, like, I was that scared to do what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so lucky to be doing what I drive to people's homes. I make their dogs, you know, like, oh my goodness. I can't believe that this is what I do to make a living, I earn an income. I earn a really nice living by grooming dogs. It's amazing. In people's homes. I groomed at a corporate, okay, so this is Melly D. Oh, hold on one second. Melly D said, oh my goodness, why can't I see that? Let's see here. Chat viewing options, all. Okay, Melly D says, "I groomed at a corporate grooming salon for years, and towards the end, it was so miserable. Me and the me and the corporate parted ways, and I was so scared. I barely slept for a whole week. I'm so happy where I am now." Exactly. So that's where I was getting, is that I know that it can be scary sometimes, you know, to go out on your own, because it's the uncertainty, you know. I was willing to go back and slave away, stocking liquor store shelves, getting cussed out, you know. I was willing to do that to get that security, safe, secure paycheck, you know, and give up my dignity, give up my dream, you know. What would that have taught my daughters? You know, thank God he acted like he didn't remember me. You know, thank God that other guy didn't give me the job, because I was so scared and I was so ready to do anything, you know, because I was I was financially, emotionally at my lowest point. And so, you know, but then we had a doodle named Duncan that was scheduled to come to see me at that Duluth location. I had to call her. I had to call her and let her know, "Hey, I'm really sorry. You know, I got fired. You know, I don't know if I could do this grooming thing anymore, you know." And she was like, "Just come over to my house and do it." I was like, oh my God, you know. So we went over to her house, and then, you know, one after another, and then I started doing that, and I was like, honey, I was telling my wife, like, "Honey, I think we can make this work," you know. And my wife got involved, and my wife is a genius. She's great with the customers. So, oh, you know what? I'll end it right here. Let me end it with a joke. It's a Korean joke. So a guy walks into a restaurant. This is about customer service, okay? A guy walks into a restaurant. This is a fabulous story. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Jacqueline Carrera says this is a fabulous story. Thank you, Jacqueline Carrera. But anyway, yeah, not anyways. Thank you, Jacqueline Carrera. Thrifty Treasure says yes, Jacqueline. Okay, so yeah, I mean, okay, you know what? Before I end with the silly joke, let me tell you one thing. Mike Dooley wrote a book called I forget what, Infinite Possibilities or something like that. And he was thinking, Ashes just says, I was just thinking about this topic. Okay, so Mike Dooley says, when your life seems like it's turned upside down and everything's going crazy and nuts, and he's saying that what's happening is that the universe is, or God, or the higher being, whatever you want to call it, is knocking you off your tracks because you're headed in the wrong direction. So it's knocking you off your track, like a train off a railroad track. And and he's saying at that time it's going to be rough and very chaotic, and your life doesn't make sense. But then it gets on another track where it's going to take you to where you really want to go. And so that's what literally happened in my life. It just turned upside down and everything seemed like it was going wrong. I actually considered myself the most unluckiest person in the whole world. I used to tell my wife, like, I listen to Jim Rohn, I listen to all these people, I do what they say, I give my all, I do more than I'm being paid for. I'm trying my best, and I don't know why I keep failing and going out of business and going in debt. And then the thing is, had I not started my business here, because a lot of my clients that I go to now, I go to their homes and I groom their dogs, they trust me because they were with me from the beginning. They saw me fail, and they saw me try again, and they saw me go out to Arizona and, spend time with my wife's family, and then come back, and the relationship is still there because they see, people judge you by the quality of your work. And I know that's not noble, that's not the best thing. People should judge you by what's in your heart, but unfortunately, people can't see what's in your heart. So people judge you by your work, the work you produce. So when you produce great work, people think that you're a great person. They'll think you're a great guy. So anyways, what are these messages saying? When a door closes, Thrifty Treasure says, when a door closes, another one opens. Keep positive. This may have happened for a reason. Something better is on the way. And yeah, something better is already here. Jacqueline Carrera, I don't have a dog and I watch you because you're awesome. Wow, thank you, Jacqueline. Oh my goodness. That's amazing to me. Sharon Haywood, your passion for dog grooming is so inspiring. I found that your transparency is refreshing and I admire you for your dedication. Failure is an opportunity to learn. Exactly. And here's the thing. I've already arrived. That's it. Like everyone's asking me, so what's next? What's next? What are you going to do next? I'm at my next, Eckhart Tolle, like he always reminds us, if you guys don't know who Eckhart Tolle is, look him up. He's an amazing person. Eckhart Tolle reminds us to enjoy the now, enjoy what you have now, the moment. Another thing that Eckhart Tolle says that I'd like to share is there is a homeless person sitting on a box in front of a town gate, right? And a traveler is walking by, and the beggar asks him for some money, and the traveler says, "I'm sorry, I don't have any money to give you, but what's in the box?" And the beggar says, "I don't know. I've been sitting on this box since I got here. I don't know what's in the box." And he says, "Well, why don't you look inside?" And the beggar's like, "I don't want to look inside." And he says, "Well, just I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Just look inside." The beggar opens it up and there's treasure inside. So Eckhart Tolle told that story for the same reason I'm telling it. I want to be that traveler who has nothing to offer you except to suggest that you look inside and open up the treasure that you already have. Okay, there was a chat I missed. Thrifty Treasure says, awesome. No, I don't want to report that. Melly D says, I wish I had more confidence of all the time. I know I can groom, but always doubt myself. I'm afraid that won't ever go away. And Melly D, what really helps for me is sometimes I just like to just breathe and just be with my breath and just let my body take over. Because I've been doing it for 8 years now. You've probably been doing it for a long time as well. Just trust your body. Trust yourself. Trust that you know what to do and don't overthink it. Jacqueline Carrera, I am always afraid. Exactly. And the more we do, the more we just kind of jump in, So my wife and I, oh my goodness, my wife is probably gonna be upset with me. I gotta go. My wife and I, we go to the gym every night, and what we like to do is after we get out of the hot tub, jump in the cold, the freezing cold side of the pool. Because it just trains myself to, you know, make myself do it. I just jump in, and it was always, every single time, it never gets any easier. Every single time in the back of my head, it's like, oh, don't do it, you know, and the discomfort, you know, it's like, oh my goodness, what if I go into shock and die, you know, even that thought's coming to my head, but nope, just ignore it all, just jump in, and that just helps me train myself, get myself used to doing things that make me feel uncomfortable, whether I want to or not. And also, I heard that it's really good for you too, to go in the hot. There's a lot of messages that came in here. Okay. The 40 effect. This is so what I needed to hear right now. I've read all the books all the books you mentioned. I came across you because I'm setting up a dog grooming business from home. Amazing, the 40 effect. Lisa Effort, you inspired me to keep grooming when I want to quit in the beginning. I've been learning not to overthink. Thank you. And your wife to be going. Ashes XXXX. I want to at some point go on my own to groom, to have better creative and financial control, spend my time with the dogs. I don't know what to do, that I'm afraid to lose a predictable paycheck. Exactly. That fear. You have to overcome that fear. And just jump in. I gotta get going. Jacqueline Carrera, thank you. Thank God for you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jacqueline Carrera. MS Galaxy 321. You're a nice person. Hugs. Wow, thank you so much. Hug back. The 40 effect. I've been an HR manager for 20 years. Fear of failure and not being able to support myself is always there. Lisa, to keep going. Oops, the 40 effect. Great things are on the other side of fear, right? Exactly. And here's a quick story. In Africa, the older male lions, their teeth are you know, like dulled down. They have dull teeth. So because they don't have sharp teeth anymore, they're not really useful in the hunt. They go on one side of the gazelle or whatever, and they still have their massive roar. So they let out their roar, right? And then the gazelle run away from the roar, and waiting for them are the healthy young lions, right? And so the moral of the story, I don't know if that's really true or not. I just heard that story. But the moral of the story is, if you want to live, run towards the roar. Whatever it is that's roaring at you and scaring you, that's what you run towards. Because if you run away from it, waiting on the other side are the young male lions with the sharp teeth. So run towards the roar. I gotta get going. My wife's probably gonna beat me up. Speaking of roar.